Hello and welcome back to the Fan Zone this Saturday afternoon at the 2023 Lemieux National Dressage Championships at this wonderful setting here in Somerford Park in Cheshire. Now, I did promise you earlier in the day that we really have got some fantastic guests joining us over the weekend. So I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted to say, please give a huge warm welcome to Gareth Hughes and Ruby Hughes. Welcome both. How are we? Are we all good, Ruby?
Yeah, very good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Thank you very much for asking. Gareth, lovely to see you. Welcome
you
to
too.
the Fan Zone.
Thank you.
Just firstly talking about the national championships here at Somerford Park. And I gather, from your perspective, Gareth, this is where it all started.
It is, yes. I did my first regionals. So even though I was born in the UK, I grew up in Australia. So when I came back to the UK, I did my first regionals here in, I think it was 99 at Somerford. And
Wow.
it was in the arena down there. And so I started my career in this area. And so, yeah, no, and I love coming back up here. And it's amazing how much it's grown and developed. And, you know, and Somerford itself, you know, has sort of developed so quickly and so big. And to have the nationals here now is fantastic.
Good memories then.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
where it all started.
It is,
all
yeah.
began for Gareth
Yeah.
Hughes. And, you know, just talking about the significance of the event, Ruby, I mean, from a sport perspective in terms of dressage, undoubtedly a highlight in the calendar. How much do you enjoy the Nationals?
I absolutely love it. This is my third Summer Nationals and I absolutely love it here at Somerford. It's an amazing venue and it's just lovely to have all three arenas, which are super easy to access for lots of watching. I mean, there's all through the levels and it's really an incredible show.
Gareth, we've been talking quite a lot with our guests already this morning about the significance of this event, not only the case of gathering the dressage community, but also what it means at all levels to compete in this kind of amphitheatre, shall we say?
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's you know, the nationals has developed as the standards have developed, the number of horses, number of riders, as the levels have gone up, competition's got stronger. Competition creates more competition, which creates more numbers, and it's huge. And you know, it's the pinnacle of a national riders year is to come to the nationals, and it's great for, you know, for us as the international riders developing our young horses, getting them into, because it's very much here. It's very much like an international atmosphere. You know, it could be an international. So to be able for us to bring our young horses here as a development through, for the riders right from the prelim levels right up through, for them to come and ride here, work in the arenas with the international riders and things like that. And I mean, I remember when I started and I used to come to competitions like this and I just used to be in awe. You know, because it was just, you know, these riders that you just read about, and okay, you can see them on the internet because I started before the internet. But to you know, to be here and see them live and see them work, and it drives you forward and stuff. So it's a huge event. It's a very important event, and it's great for riders, owners, the public, and it's great, you know, how this is set up here now, and the public gets to see so much competition, so many horses through the 4 days.
And Ruby, as Dad alluded to, just to compete here, I mean, obviously when you're at home training, it's very different from being in this kind of arena environment, right? It's so important, this kind of invaluable experience for the horses.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's such an atmosphere and everything. And I mean, yeah, it's incredible.
Right, let's talk about the success of the Hughes family, shall we, this summer. Huge congratulations to you both, starting with you, Ruby, making your debut for the junior team and winning team bronze at the junior, which I think deserves a huge round of applause, which was absolutely brilliant in Germany in July. Just try to give our guests and our viewers a bit of a kind of vibe about that whole experience.
I mean, the whole competition was absolutely surreal. I mean, it was my first ever European medal, and after watching my dad for so many years, I mean, I couldn't be more excited. There's definitely a few highs and lows throughout the week, but the whole team really stuck together and was really supportive. I mean, it has to be the best show I've ever been to in my entire life. The venue is absolutely gorgeous. I was so proud of my horse Goldstrike. He was insane. I love him so much, and it couldn't have been a better week.
Goldstrike. Let's talk about Goldstrike.
Yes.
I mean, part of the family.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's been competed by my mum, my dad, and me. I've even vaulted on him, which is like gymnastics and dance on horseback. So one day my mum will be doing an international on him, and the next I'll be doing cartwheels on him and jumping around on him, doing a little dance. I mean, he really is one of a kind. We've owned him since he was a 4-year-old, and I mean, he's really a horse of a lifetime.
Oh, very, very special. What was the team spirit like? Because obviously competing in that kind of team environment, did you enjoy that element?
It was amazing. So, of course, the team was Isla, Meta and Miles, and it was, none of us were expecting it. So we went out, I mean, obviously all teams hope for a medal, but we never really expected it to really be a dream to come true. And the whole week was amazing. The atmosphere, everyone, I mean, every night we're having barbecues at the team camp. And I mean, the highest score of the day, we made sure to get dumped in the paddling pool. And just so much fun throughout the week. It was great.
Does it give you that drive, that impetus? Because you've got great genes with mum and dad. But does it give you more, even more, that competitive edge to continue?
Yes, definitely, because it's watching people around my age as well, and it makes me want to strive to be better. And you watch other people's tests and you almost think, well, why don't I do that? It's just the little things from watching other people. And I mean, to be part of such an amazing team, I mean, the amount of talent in the team was incredible, and I couldn't have wished for a better team.
Without question, the future is definitely bright. But moving on to Dad's recent success. Firstly, Gareth, what can I say? Huge congratulations winning the gold in Riesenbeck in Germany just a couple of weeks ago. This is what dreams are made of, right?
Oh, absolutely. We had a great build up this year. We knew our team was strong. I mean, the competition's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And, you know, we all went there. We all knew we had a job to do. But, you know, I've been very, very lucky now. I've been on several teams and, you know, I've won medals before. But the goal was pretty special. And to do it in Germany, to beat the Germans. I think it's the first time the Germans have been beaten in Germany. So it was huge. It was huge, and it's very, very proud. Really, really proud.
You should be proud, because we're all proud of
Yeah.
you. It was a phenomenal performance, and it's a key point that you made about beating the German team on German soil. So that's that kind of added pressure.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, you know, when you go to these championships, I mean, you know, with the Germans are always incredibly strong. You know, they've got such experience, such amazing horses, training, history. You know, they're always, even if they go to a championship not thinking that they're that strong, they always end up being strong. But you know, the other nations, you know, Denmark, Sweden, you know, are all incredibly strong now. And yeah, everyone's got to really step up. And what's interesting now is you almost see at these championships, unless you are almost going out there hitting your PBs, that you sort of get left behind. But it was pretty special.
And riding your beloved bay mare.
Yeah. Yeah,
special.
Linka. Yeah,
really
yeah.
Special.
She's been very special. I mean, we've owned her with Julia Hornig since she was 3-4. She's 17 now. She's had an amazing career. We've had health issues with her on and off. We've missed out on a couple of championships because of that. But when you do, I mean, it's unbelievable to get to that point anyway, competing at that level, getting picked for teams and things like that. But then when you go on and do this, and then when you have, you know, you do it on a horse like that, you know, she's been very, very special, and she tries her heart out every time she goes out. She's not the biggest moving of horses, you know, and but she's super special. She knows her job. She works really, really hard for me, yeah, you know, it's that bond when you've been riding them for so long. You know, it's a real partnership.
It is a partnership, and it's true testament to you, that very special partnership of horse and rider, which is what this sport is all about.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You can't just get on a horse and expect to ride at that level and do it. It takes a long time. There's an awful lot of trust. There's a lot of discipline, a lot of training, a lot of trust that goes on, and you know, these horses wouldn't do it unless they really, you know, enjoyed the work and trusted the riders.
You mentioned there Julia Hornig, of course.
Yes.
One of the kind of co-owners of this mare.
Which I must say, Julia also owns Goldstrike with us as well.
Yes.
So as an owner, she had 2 horses on medal-winning teams this year,
Which
so
is
it was
phenomenal.
pretty special.
But also, what a loyal supporter she is.
She's been massive, yeah.
And that just goes to show we must acknowledge owners because of how involved they are.
We wouldn't have a sport unless we had owners. You know, that it's. Especially if you're talking about Grand Prix, you know, and you start with a young horse, you're talking about an 8 to 10, a 12-year process, and you need it's expensive. You know, everybody knows what it costs to run horses, and then you get to an international level, and also the horses are then worth quite good money and things like that, and we need the support of owners and things like that are willing to entrust you with the horses and to keep going, because without the owners we wouldn't have the sport. So they're imperative.
And talking about the Europeans, the team element, obviously we speak to Ruby about the team spirit.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy that element of the sport?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, depending on the team, the dynamics can change. The team we had in Riesenbeck last week, we've been a team since 2019. I think the Europeans there when Lottie first popped onto the team. And we all get on really well. We have a great dynamic. You know, we work very well together because you are 4 individual riders going towards a team goal. And, you know, it's really important that you can go there, you can do your job, you know what you've got to do, you can do your job. But also, too, is, you know, it's having that support around each other while you're competing. And, you know, when you're riding and you're riding at that level, at these championships, everyone's in their team kit. So you come into the arena and like, for instance, in our draw last week, I had a German, and then it was a Danish, and then me, and you have all these teams around. So you see the German camp, you know, all the red shirts standing over there, and then you see the Danish camp, and then you see the British camp, and you know, to have a supportive group regarding the riders and the staff and the team around you is massive, and it gives you such a boost.
And those backroom staff are so important, Ruby, aren't they? It's not just you're representing your country; it's everyone else involved.
I mean, definitely. I mean, you couldn't do it without the team behind you. Like, I would be nowhere without the team behind me. I mean, they helped me so much. I mean, mentally and physically. I mean, I just couldn't do it without them.
And what are you up to at the moment? Because obviously a busy time for you.
Yes, definitely. So I was here in the PSG Gold earlier this week. My horse, Wex, who's owned by Kate Lister. I mean, I'm so thankful to be able to be given the opportunity to ride him. He is absolutely unreal. I mean, he's an older boy, so he's teaching me so much. I mean, we finished 11th in the PSG Gold, which I couldn't have been happier. I didn't expect it at all. This was my first time competing in the PSG Gold class. He's insane. And then I'm going to go home, and towards the end of this year, I'm going to start focusing on my younger horses. I've got a lovely 5-year-old who's really exciting. And, I mean, it's the future, isn't it?
Well, you are the future, Ruby. I'm sure Dad will say that, although he's riding the crest of the success wave and has been like that for a very long time. And what was the feeling in Germany when you were on that top spot on the podium? That must have been an incredibly special moment.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's it's gold. I mean, there's nothing more you can say. It's a great feeling, and there was quite a sense of relief as well, which is a bizarre feeling actually, because when you're young and you're looking at these, or you're looking from the outside, you know, there's so many years of put into it, and you know, you go there, and especially in dressage, there's very little luck. You know, with eventing and show jumping, there's always a little bit luck. You can, you know, get a rubber pole. You know, you cross country, it can start to rain. It changes things. With dressage, there's very, very little luck. So, you know, you train hard. You know what you're capable of doing, and we sort of knew that as I was saying before, the scores coming in, that where we could be, what we could do, and so there was it was sort of several emotions, because there was that relief, that thank God it's actually happened. We've all done our job, and it's actually happened, and wow, what have we just done? There was the excitement, but then we were riding the next day as well. So as soon as we'd finished that, we were then thinking about the Grand Prix Special. So you're sort of moving on, and so it's sort of quite surreal. And I think that these things that I think it's something that, as time goes on, you look back on it and it starts to almost mean more and more and more. I've been doing this for a long time now, and to achieve something like this, it's incredibly special. And as I say, probably as time goes on, it'll be something I'll look back on, and it's something that will mean more and more and more.
Do you have your medals with you, by any chance?
Yes.
Can we have a look, maybe, at the medals? Oh, wow. I think that deserves a huge round of applause, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. And Gareth, you must be incredibly proud of Ruby, because she is just quite genuinely going from strength to strength in terms of her success.
Yeah, I mean, we're Rebecca and ourselves, we've been riding for a long time, and we have our business. And Ruby, when she was young, she was always interested in the ponies. It was nothing that we were going to force her into. It was obviously something, that's what she wanted to do. It was probably something that we could help her out the easiest with. And it was time. She did her vaulting first, and then that evolved, and then she sort of got into her riding. She's very dedicated to it, which is massive. She's got a real love for horses, and she's a real affinity to the horses, which is great. Thank God she's pretty good. Otherwise, for her wanting to do this as a career, and us having, what we have got, and being able to say, okay, well, sweetheart, maybe we should think about other things. But no, she makes us incredibly proud. And I probably get more nervous watching her than I do anything else, because I coach her, but when we go to competitions, I'm her dad as well as a coach. So on one side, on the coaching side, I wanted to do as well as possible, but she's my daughter, and I just wanted to be happy, and I wanted to achieve her goals and her dreams. We're very lucky as a family now, because through our careers are very, very busy, but actually we there's the three of us, and we're doing it together. So, as a father with a daughter, I see Ruby all the time, because she's involved within the business as such. And my career will now evolve, and as I slow down my riding, slowly, Rebecca will keep going, and then slowly Ruby's sort of the future of our business as well, and with it. And it makes me, or us, very, very proud of what she's doing, but not just of her results, but just her as a person, and how she's developed, and how she is with it. So yeah,
you can tell the passion, Ruby, and you have to have passion, don't you, because of those hours and hours of commitment. And obviously you've got two fantastic role models in mum and dad, right?
Definitely. The animals, the horses, they are not machines, so you never know. You might go into the arena one day and do the best test you've ever done, and then the next day you might go and you can't even get round the edge of the arena. And I definitely feel like having a connection with your horse is so important. Because you need to be able to understand your horses. You need to know what their reaction's going to be, how to deal with the situation. And I also couldn't be more proud to have my parents. It's great when I come home from school and I need a bit of training. I've got my dad and my mum. They're not the worst trainers in the world to have. And yeah, I'm very, very lucky.
Yes, well done you. And of course, this year is a very, very important year for British Dressage. It's 25 years of British Dressage, and there'll be a national convention taking place at Addington Equestrian on the 25th and 26th of November. Charlotte Dujardin is headlining the event, but Gareth, I gather you'll be there as well?
Apparently so. Yes.
Excellent stuff.
Yes, I will be.
You heard it here first, here at the Championships. Looking forward to it. It should be a fantastic 2 days to just immerse ourselves in this wonderful sport.
Yeah, no, great. I mean, the conventions, I've been riding on these conventions, doing conventions for years, and they're a great 2 days. And with a 25th year anniversary, it should be a great 2 days of celebration.
And I can tell you, tickets are available through the British Dressage website. So get your tickets now. Don't delay, don't leave it, because they are hot property. Now, I wonder if we've got a mic. And are there any questions that our crowd here at the National Championships would like to pose to either Gareth or Ruby? Do not be shy. Anyone like to answer a question?
We've answered everything.
I think we've done it all, haven't we? We've done it all. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at the Fan Zone. It's lovely, lovely to see you. Ruby, good luck with the future and whatever happens, because I know you've got a phenomenal career ahead of you. Congratulations to you both. Gareth, huge congratulations to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See, I promised today and indeed tomorrow we'd get some fantastic guests here at the 2023 Lemur National Dressage Championships here at the Fan Zone. If you are here at Somerford Park, do come and see us. And as I said, we've got some fantastic guests throughout the course of the weekend, or perhaps you're watching on Facebook Live. It's a pleasure to have you wherever you are. Hopefully we're bringing a little bit of magic of the championships wherever you are watching across the world, a little bit of magic in your living rooms. But for now, that's it from me and indeed Gareth and Ruby, and I'll be back later with some more guests from the National Championships.